internet. I hope everyone is having a fantastic evening. She's already here. She's bumping her nose into my elbow right. Can you see her? Look at her. She's ridiculous. All right, let's get it over with, Scarlett. Come say hi. Okay, all right, okay. I know, I love you. You've been extra lovey lately. She's been extra lovey ever since Molly passed away. She's been acting very strange. She goes and she lays on my German Shepherd, and it's cute, but it's sad at the same time. You could tell when I say the M word that I just said, she goes to the door and looks for her. It's super sad. Molly raised her. Molly taught her how to be a dog, and well, yeah, we're all having a bit of a tough time with it. Sorry, I didn't mean to start the night off on a sad note like that. How is everyone this evening? How is everyone, folks? I hope everybody is having a fantastic Thursday. Let's make sure we are live on Rumble. I wasn't streaming over there last time. First shot, Arm Dave. How we doing? Nice to see you guys. Let's see. What do we mean? So hard to tell. I can't tell when you guys are talking to me or talking to each other. I'm assuming you guys are talking to each other. How? First shot, Arm Dave. I haven't seen Arm Ape in forever. So nice to see you, dude. I'm very, very happy to see you back here in the chat. Did you get kicked off of YouTube? What's the deal? What's going on with that? Talk to me. All right. Well, we got Gavin Newsom flying to Israel. You guys think he's going over there with some California compliant ARs and he's going to go liberate Gaza from Hamas? That's what Gavin Newsom's going over to Israel to do, right? That's what I'm assuming. Probably not doing that. It's probably not why he's going there. I think he might be going there. Well, I'm not going to say why I think he's going there. B Sizzo. Nice to see you. How's it going? All right, let's get into some stuff. We've got California madness. I'll start off with a couple of things. I went to Bass Pro Shop today, pick up some ammo. They're so freaking annoying. The first time I went to Bass Pro, so I ordered like $2,000 worth of ammo on 2 separate orders, and of course it shows up, little bits and pieces. And like an idiot, I don't just wait till the whole thing gets there. I go and then pick it up as it arrives. Anyway, I go there and I don't have a real ID. That's what California has, real IDs. So that meant I have to get a birth certificate because I have to have a second form of ID to get my ammo. Not a gun, ammo. Ridiculous. So I get my birth certificate, and I'm one of those weirdos that has 2 middle names. I'm not going to tell you what they are. There's 2 of them. On my birth certificate, it shows that I have 2 middle names, and on my driver's license, it only shows that I have 1 middle name. The lady at Bass Pro gave me the biggest freaking hassle about this. And keep in mind, this ammo I already paid for. I ordered it online. All I got to do is go there to pick it up. I don't even have to pay for it. They got to run my background check, which should need to be done anywhere. I'm pretty sure in other states, they don't even have background checks for ammo and all that kind of crap. So I'm just there to pick it up. It took me an hour to get out of there with my ammo because she had to go talk to a manager that had to call somebody. It was a freaking nightmare. No other gun shop. I had just bought a rifle. I just bought 2 rifles. Sorry, Shelly. Didn't mean to drop an F-bomb there. Just bought 2 rifles with that within like the last 2 years and never had any issues. Just bought ammo, just bought a rifle, just bought a freaking Glock 23 and no problem at all, but Bass Pro. Anyway, go there today. Line is forever. It took me an hour just to get up to the front of the line. And then when I get there, they ask me, they have 3 questions that they have to ask me. I said, when did they start doing this? They said on Father's Day. And I said, this is weird because the last time I was in here, they didn't do this. So it seems to be arbitrary. It's like up to the person working the ammo counter if they want to ask you these 3 questions. But they ask you if you are going to purchase the ammo for somebody else, essentially. They ask you in 3 different ways, and you have to answer. And I asked them, I said, well, what would happen if I refused to answer your questions? He said, well, we wouldn't give you your ammo. Okay. So the ammo that I already paid for, the $2,000 worth of ammo, I said, you guys would just like restock it and give me a refund or what? And he said, yes. It's so frustrating. Because I didn't want to answer the questions. I didn't. I'm buying the ammo for me, asshole, but I just so freaking annoying. So there's that something. And then something else annoying happened. This was actually before the ammo situation. I went for a run over at Quicksilver County Park. I'll actually pull up this video for you guys because this will make it easier to explain. I went for a run over at Quicksilver County Park, and I'm running along on the Hicks Road side. And I noticed that the little creek down there was just raging, like tons of water coming out of it, like tons of water going down this creek that's normally dry this time of year. And I just started thinking about it. I was like, oh, they're dumping water out of the reservoir, aren't they? Sure enough, that's exactly what they were doing. So let me see. I'll just go ahead and play this. I made a couple videos while I was out there, so I'll just go ahead and play them for you guys really quick. You guys might have already seen them. I think one of these might be going like semi-viral right now. Let's see. A lot of people are reposting this, but yeah. So sorry, I know I recorded it vertically. I just got used to doing that. I used to record a bunch of videos for Instagram, and I got so used to doing this, and I do it on accident all the time. So I apologize for this. But here, I recorded this video about 3 hours ago.
Wanting to see how much this water is flowing. Be careful here. This is all poison oak, so don't want to touch that. But look how much this water is flowing. This is the end of summer. We haven't had rain. We haven't had rain in a long time. This is supposed to be a dry creek bed right here. Why is the water flowing? Because they're dumping water out of the reservoir up ahead. Why are they doing that? Because they can't keep the reservoir at capacity due to seismic reasons. Why is that? Because the billions of dollars that got approved, like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago to improve our water infrastructure is still just sitting there. So what do we do at the end of every summer? We dump all the water out of the reservoir to get it down to, I don't know, 50% capacity so it can get ready for the winter. All of this is flowing to the ocean. All of this is flowing out to the bay. This is all water that could be stored in percolation ponds, water tanks, reservoirs, but California has not invested the money that's just sitting there to put into water infrastructure. Water is life, people. It's the most important thing to the vitality of a community. What's California do? Dumps it in the ocean. I assure you, however, folks, if you're worried, there is an endless supply of fentanyl needles.
That wasn't a joke. I mean, it kind of was. I was kind of making a funny at the end, a funny haha, but that wasn't a joke. If you need fentanyl needles in California, you're going to get them free. No problem. There's plenty of places to go get fentanyl needles. They're going to charge you extra for water. They're going to charge you a drought tax, even though we shouldn't be in a drought for another 10 years. So I did another video after this. I ran up to the reservoir because I want to prove to you guys that they're actually pumping the reservoir, because they are. It's insane. And this is how they're doing it. So the only reason a reservoir should be draining water is because the water levels have reached the spillway. It's what they're designed to do. If you guys are familiar with the Berryessa, Lake Berryessa, that's the one with the glory hole. The glory hole. Yeah, I said it, guys. It's the one with, it's got a big, there's a big like tube in the middle of the lake. And when the water level reaches the top of the tube, it flows down the tube and the tube routes out to the creek below. It's very cool. It looks like a hole in the middle of the lake. It's very cool when it's flowing, but that's what all spillways are designed to do. And you can see this spillway is not active because the water level is way low below the spillway. So just wanted to show you how much water we're just sending out to the ocean, just draining this water out to the bay. And then a lot of people are saying, oh, well, you know, it's because they're getting ready for the winter and El Nino and all this and that. Just because we haven't invested any money in shoring up the dams for our reservoirs, we haven't invested any money in additional percolation ponds. We haven't invested any additional money in water tank infrastructure, all these types of things that we could have been doing with the billions of dollars that got put aside for this crap like 5-6 years ago. We could be doing all this stuff. And everybody's like, oh, well, you know, we're just getting ready for the winter. Just because we've been doing stupid shit for years doesn't mean it's normal. So like, don't say, oh, you know, you're just getting ready for winter. Yeah, the reservoirs are at like 30-40% capacity. When winter comes, at the end of winter, look at what the reservoir, they're dumping. They can't even keep them up to 70% capacity, most of them, because they're not seismically sound. It's annoying as shit. All right, last video, really quick. Enough about water.
All right, folks, as you can see, the spillway is bone dry. And what's the only reason a reservoir should be spilling over the spillway? It's because of the water levels. The water levels have gotten high enough to go over the spillway. As you can clearly see, they're not high enough. Does this reservoir look full to you guys? You see the high water mark? Yeah, not very full, is it? Maybe, what, 50-60% capacity? But since the water won't go over the spillway and they still got to drain more to make room for the incoming rain, they put this tube in there, this pipe. and they pump water out, and they bypass the spillway, and that tube comes out of the hill over here and dumps right into the little creek that I showed you guys down there. So this is what California's doing. So all that rain we got.
Like, look at the high water mark, and it can go higher than this too. So it's just this is a small reservoir too. This is not a giant reservoir, and directly downstream from this reservoir in Campbell, California. So this is up in this is Almaden. This is like the Almaden area, backside of Los Gatos. And this drains down into all those percolation ponds in Campbell. If you guys go down into Campbell, look and see if all those percolation ponds are filled with water. I bet all of them aren't. Why? Probably because the water just drains into the dirt in some of them. It's probably not good. The percolation ponds probably aren't good to hold water. Why haven't we fixed that? All the percolation ponds should be filled. All the water tanks should be filled. Everything that we have for water storage should be filled to the max before we are dumping any water into the bay. But we're not doing that.
Got last year. A lot of it's going to go to waste. We shouldn't have another drought in 10 years, but California.
That's how they roll. So what's up, Wally World? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. All right, let's check the chat really quick. Oh, geez, in God's hands, how we doing? Lots of people. Lots of friends. Let's see. Yeah, that wasn't Almaden Reservoir though. In God's hands, that's the one that's it's down the street from it. Basically, it's right next to Hicks Road. There is the new Almaden Reservoir. I believe this one's called the Guadalupe Reservoir. Oh, my dog's drinking water. She's really loud. She's really loud about it, but she's 14 and she gets to do whatever she wants. So I apologize. Wait, Clint Eastwood was the mayor of Carmel? Are you shitting me? Shut up. Oh, please tell me that's true. I want to move to Carmel now. Clint Eastwood's the man. I hope he didn't go all woke. It would disappoint me so much if Clint Eastwood went woke. I really hope he didn't. All right, so let's continue with some California shenanigans because I have some more California stuff I want to talk about. We do have to get into Israel because, I got to come out and the hospital stuff. Got to talk about the hospital stuff. We'll get into that. Yeah, we'll get into that. But let me talk about some more California shenanigans. As I said, Gavin Newsom's on his way to Israel right now. Very suspect. Why? Why is Gavin Newsom on his way to Israel? He's going to get some instructions that maybe he can't get over the phone. Why did Biden go to Israel? I wonder if Kamala is getting invited to Israel. Let's see. All right, let's talk about the Ebony Alert. So, California. I'm sure many of you guys already heard about all this, but this is happening. This is really happening. They made a separate alert for kidnapped black kids. They did that. They did a separate alert for kidnapped black kids. I always tell people if you want a clear example of how liberals are actually racist, or progressives more, how they're racist, is ask them to explain to you why any of these things are necessary. Why is it necessary to have a separate alert for black kids? Make them explain that to you. Make them explain to you voter ID laws and why they're necessary. Make them explain it, and you will see why they're racist. Make them explain why black people should be required to have lower test scores to get into college. Make white progressive liberals explain that to you and see if they sound racist afterwards. Because they can't explain any of those three things: a separate alert for black kids, affirmative action, or what was the other example I just gave? I don't even remember. Voter ID laws. Ask them to explain any of those, and they will not be able to do it without sounding racist. So the Ebony Alert, they're really doing this. So Bill 673 was signed into law, and it creates the Ebony Alert. Even the name is like Ebony. Really? Like, okay. I guess we're doing this. All right. So yeah, we got an Ebony Alert now. Some other stuff I want to talk about. Probably is plenty of California shenanigans. Oh yeah, this guy drove his truck through a Kohl's. Look at this. It's pretty gnarly. Drove it right through. Coming out, folks. I didn't even know Kohl's had a drive-through. That's pretty cool, though. I mean, you can go get pillowcases without even getting out of your car. That's pretty cool. All right, let's see. Oh, here we go. Kevin Kiley talking exactly about what I was just talking about. So Newsom has signed a law to permanently ban watering grass at California businesses. Earlier this year, 20,000 cubic feet of water was released into the ocean per second because there's no place to store it. Water policy in California is as backwards as it gets. What was I just saying? I wasn't even planning on talking about Kylie's thing there. I forgot that I tagged that. But yeah, so they're going to make it illegal for California businesses to water their lawns. Wait, what? What about the Giants? What about the San Francisco Giants? Are they going to be able to water their lawn? Are they going to be able to, or are they going to have to play on an all dirt field now? I'm pretty sure that Major League Baseball is a business. Is it not? Are they going to have to play on dirt? Is every major league team in California now going to have to switch to AstroTurf? I'm just curious. There's lots of businesses. Like I worked at eBay a lot. Did a lot of work at eBay. A lot of grass. They got a lot of grass over there at eBay. Yeah, plenty of places with lots of grass. What about schools? Are schools going to be able to water their lawn? This is insane. Like Newsom has signed a law to permanently ban watering grass at California businesses. Nothing makes sense that they do. Nothing makes sense. He's on his way to Israel, though. That's good. He's going to go liberate Gaza with a California compliant AR and a red dot. Let's see. Newsom has signed a bill prohibiting the suspension of high school. Oh yeah, this one. Get everything. Newsom has signed a bill prohibiting the suspension of high school students for willful defiance. So if a kid doesn't do what you tell him to do, and they hit you in the face with a stapler, I don't know. Maybe that because it's like violence. But if a student just says "F you" and then puts their feet up on the desk, they can't be suspended for that anymore. There's no repercussions for poor behavior. Let's see what Kevin Kiley has to say about it. So Newsom has signed a bill prohibiting the suspension of high school students for willful defiance. Students are now free to talk back, disobey instructions, and otherwise cause chaos in the classroom. This will make it harder to recruit teachers and further erode the quality of education in California. Yeah, I don't know why. The only people that want to be teachers are... No, I'm not going to say it. Not going to say it. I imagine getting new teachers now is difficult. I would imagine. And I would imagine new teachers are a certain type of teacher. Let's see. Okay, we got the Ebony alerts covered. All right. Yeah, this is crazy. These cops just watched this dude. Okay, we'll watch this video. They just watched this dude steal cars. So here, check this out. They just stood by and watched this. So this is in LA too. So, and remember, a lot of these agencies have a do not pursue policy. So they sit out. Do they have a do not arrest them when they're engaging in active crime, in active vehicular theft as well? Do they have a do not arrest policy as well? How many cops was that? Dozens of cops just standing around watching this dude take the car, try to knock through a gate, succeed, and then take off down the road. What is happening? Like the stuff that's been normalized. This is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane that this type of thing is happening on the streets on a regular basis, and this is normal now. This has been normalized. This is California. Freaking insane. I don't get it. I don't get it. Wally World, make lawns green again. I concur. Yes, Clint was mayor, but it was years ago. Well, he should run again. No, he shouldn't. He's really old. I still like him, though. He could probably still beat me up. Let's see. Oh, yeah. California becomes the first state to pass an 11% tax on guns, ammunition, now waiting governor's signature, which I'm sure he signed already. So, yeah, there's a 22% tax on guns and ammunition now. I think I already talked about this, so this will be the last thing California insanity that I talk about. But if you can add a 22% tax to guns and ammunition, why can't you add a 1,000% tax to guns and ammunition? What's the difference? What is the threshold for being okay? You can't make firearms and ammunition out of the price range of certain individuals. It doesn't matter how expensive you make guns and ammunition. Rich people are always going to be able to purchase it. But you will price people like me out of being able to buy guns and ammunition. How is this legal? There are all these California gun laws that are being bounced back and forth with the courts, and I'm going to talk about this on Friday. We're doing our first podcast on Friday with my best friend. I finally talked him into it. He's going to freaking sit down with me for 90 minutes. We're going to do it. I'm hoping he's going to do it with me every Friday. We haven't even figured out the name of the show yet, but every Friday is going to be late. We're going to do it at 9:30 at night. We're going to talk for an hour and a half. We're going to go till 11 o'clock at night. And the first thing we're going to talk about is all these different firearms policies. And I'm trying to get somebody from the Firearms Policy Coalition onto my show. I reached out to them. They said they could get somebody on, but they're super busy right now, so it might be a while. But hopefully I will get somebody from the Firearms Policy Coalition to come on my show. But my best friend is just super down the rabbit hole with all the California stuff that's going on. So we're going to talk about that on Friday. But yeah, California now has a 22% tax on guns and ammunition. It's already an 11% tax. I believe the additional 11% goes into effect in a couple weeks. So order your ammo. 5.56 and 9mm is running low everywhere you go right now. But I did just see Winchester has some nice Full Metal Jacket 5.56 stuff for it's like $100 a box for 200 rounds. So it's nice. Yeah, it was 150 rounds, $100. Yeah, I think I can't remember. I bought some though. All right, enough California insanity. Let's get out of here. Let me stop sharing my screen here. All right, let's check the chat. See how everybody's doing. What a wonderful evening. I'm all fired up tonight. Let's see. All right, let's hop over to Rumble. See how you guys are doing over there. Oh, I haven't even checked X to see if I'm live over there. I'm sure I am. Let's see. A high point is $120. No, is that real? I still wouldn't buy it. I still wouldn't buy a high point for $120. I'd rather buy $120 worth of ammo. And then throw it at people than buy a high. I'd rather buy $120 worth of 9mm and throw the rounds at people than buy a high point. Let's see. There's probably some freaking people out there that love high points too. Is that super expensive? I want to look it up now. Let's see. What was it? Let's see. I'm going to go to my order. No, it's going to take... Oh, no, fuck. No, I have to do it. Oh, I cursed again. Sorry, Shelly. I didn't mean to. Oh, of course. Now I get the email saying the rest of my order is ready for pickup. Thanks. I was already there today, you jerks. Somebody told me to stop shopping at Bass Pro, and I probably should, but they have freaking... Oh, Jesus. They have 4570, though, and I need 4570. Oh, this is annoying as shit. Damn it. All right, I'm sorry, people. I need to find out the price of the 5.56 now, though. They have green tip for cheap. Let's see. So, okay. So, 150 rounds of green tip is $90 right now. And I think it was, I think it was 150 rounds of Full Metal Jacket, also for $100. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, there's not a lot of 5.56 to choose from right now, from my understanding. Shit is running low. All right, what are we gonna talk about next, folks? Let's hop over to San Francisco. We got some shenanigans to talk about over there. So this really happened. Okay, let me share my screen. This is freaking insane. Again, like the madness and insanity that gets normalized. Yes. Shut up, Lonnie. High points aren't bad. Okay, I'll take your word on it. When we go shooting, I'll use one of your high points. Bass Pro does suck. Super sucks. Yeah, Lonnie, if you just joined, they now ask you 3 different questions before you get your ammo. They ask you in 3 different ways that you're not buying the ammo for somebody else. They make you verify that. They're freaking annoying as hell. All right, let's talk about San Francisco, because this is insane. Everything in San Francisco is insane, but this, even for San Francisco, this is insane. So This legitimately happened, and I think is still happening. This dude, let me scroll down and see if I can find some other pictures of it, because this is just freaking crazy. So much San Francisco stuff that is just, I don't even want to show you guys. Where is it? All right, I guess I can't find it. All right, let's go back to the top. All right, so this dude set up right across the street from a school, set his tent up right across the street from the school. And this is from Dan Noyes over on Twitter, on X, my apologies. One of the craziest headlines, SF Standard reporting that convicted child molester set up camp across from grade school offering free fentanyl for new users. I had to check it out, and it's true. I just left the location as authorities are trying to get him to move. So this is real. I had other pictures of it, but he literally, so he had this sign. Like, this sign was really out there. He also had he had another sign that was equally as disturbing. Sorry guys, my computer's just freaking going super slow right now. I don't know what's going on. Now it's just stuck. I need a new MacBook. This thing is insanely, my computer is shitting the bed on me, you guys. That's why I'm doing shows like super sporadically. So this guy really had a free fentanyl for new users sign out there. And he also had a sign that was like, I think the sign said, oh, I'm 99% sure it said meth for stolen merchandise. Like, straight up, just a sign that said, already this sign, and if you see this sign, that other sign that I'm mentioning isn't too far-fetched, is it? Free fentanyl for new users on the street. Like, and then the cops come up to him and they're just talking to him. This is across the street from his school, and he's a convicted pedophile. This guy. He looks like a upstanding citizen, doesn't he? Is he holding a fentanyl needle in his hand, or is that a pen? That's a pen. Oh, officer's giving him a ticket. He's got like a smirk on his face. It's like a notice to appear. Look at this. Look at this officer. Look at the defeated look he has on his face, knowing that there's nothing he can do about this dude trying to sell, a convicted pedophile trying to sell fentanyl to kids and offering meth for stolen merchandise. This is really happening on the streets of San Francisco, people. I cannot wrap my brain around this stuff that's been normalized. How people just go about their daily lives like it's no big deal. I want to show you something that is very common amongst these fentanyl users in San Francisco. You see it all the time. And it's really, really, really bad because it's rotting flesh. So people get these wounds that fester and they don't seek medical help. And all the time, and it's always on people's legs. I'm sure it's other parts of their bodies, but you always see it on people's legs. And you'll see people in wheelchairs and they'll have a wound, and you'll see it's like, it's so bad that you're like, okay, if you don't get to the hospital like within hours, your leg or your foot is going to have to be amputated, because it's like, that's how bad this stuff is. I'm trying to find footage of it, but now I'm going back way too far. Oh man, the Dan Noyes guy, the guy that I feel like this guy's getting super red pilled. Oh my God, I didn't realize it was him. So the article I just read, or the convicted child molester that has the free fentanyl for first time users, that guy that went over there to take pictures of it is this dude right here. And this dude, he was riding his bike over like by the Presidio, and this group of kids ran up and just knocked him off his bike and he fractured his elbow. I think they stole his bike from him. I don't know. I'm not sure. They tried to steal his bike from him, and I don't think they succeeded, but they messed him up. You know, he got a fractured elbow. And I don't know anything about this guy, but he strikes me as a Marina, Pacific Heights, well-to-do person that is sheltered from the craziness that's going on in San Francisco. And I think this dude's getting hardcore red pilled. He gets knocked off his bike, and then he's like, wait a minute, are you kidding me? There's somebody with a sign that says free fentanyl first time. Yeah, it's really there. Go look. This dude's getting red pilled. How can you not get red pilled seeing all this stuff? This ain't Trump's fault, man. Trump ain't in California. London Breed, Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi. All the worst politicians come from California. All right, enough about San Francisco. We got to get into. I'm going to go to Oakland first. I'm going to go to Oakland before we talk about it because I don't want to talk about Israel and Palestine for that long. But we got to talk about the hospital thing. So, what did I do? I don't even know what I did there. Yeah, that's okay. All right, let's go over and talk about Oakland because Oakland is a shit show. Absolute shit show. It's insane. San Francisco, Oakland is worse than San Francisco, I think. It's debatable, but let's see. That's what's going on. All right. Oakland it is. Okay. Let's just scroll through and see what we got. I don't even have anything. Let's see. Wally World, he skipped the free candy sign and went straight to free fentanyl. I mean, you got to get new clientele somehow. While you order your ammo and they deliver it to your house. So some dude at Bass Pro is telling me about you can get some sort of license in California to do that. They will send it straight to your house. Lonnie, we should look into that. J-Bo, what up? Yeah, Oakland probably is worse than the city now. Yeah, all right. So, and we'll just start off with just the theft, the random theft that you see. So this is the same problem happening in Oakland, San Francisco. It's happening all over. But, what I want to know is these dudes they're not even covering their faces. So these dudes don't get in trouble. There's no repercussions for them stealing. Would there be repercussions for me going and dropping the people's elbow on this dude as he's bent over like this? Like, would I get in trouble for that? It feels fair. I mean, fair is fair. Like, why can't I drop the people's elbow? So that any of you legal scholars out there with this taking place in California, does this mean that the people's elbow is now legal? I feel like the people's elbow should now be legal. So let's continue. For those of you that aren't old enough, the people's elbow was an old wrestling move. And before it was called WWE, it was called the WWF, World Wrestling Federation. Okay. Not World Wrestling Entertainment. Turds. All right. Then there was this gnarly police. Let's watch it really quick. So this is a police chase. They actually pursued the guy, which was crazy. But so this was a high-speed chase that was going on for quite a while. Dude wrecks. One of the guys jumps out of the car and he actually escapes. He jumped down a big-ass concrete wall. It's like, look how high up he is here. I guess that's not that high. This is probably like 10, 15 feet right here. Looks like there's homeless down in here. So there he goes. I guess that wasn't that far. Maybe 10, 15 feet, but he's gone. He's off to the races. So there he goes. I bet you they didn't catch him. I bet you he was just gone. So it's another Oakland thing. This is just the absolute state of Oakland here. Like, you think this is the Gaza Strip? Look at this. It's crazy. This is that's like a brand. Well, it's not brand new. You can see it's been painted, but I mean, that's not an old car. That's insane. They steal so many cars just to go rally them around. It's freaking insane. I will never drive my Chrysler or my wagon to Oakland. No way. No way. Absolutely not. What else we got? Oakland's out of control. So this dude's just watching. He says, I'm watching him right. Okay, yeah. He's on the phone with the cops. It's just, man,
Oh my God.
these people need to get dealt with.
Oh, wow.
I'm watching.
That area is a high crime.
Yeah, I'm watching him right now. I need to like, oh my God. That's so annoying. He's literally like going around stealing from cars.
Let's watch it again.
Oh, wow.
I'm watching.
That area is a high crime.
Yeah, I'm watching him right now.
You know what sucks extra too is this dude, bro. You see this tiny little window in the back of the car? It's actually better if he breaks the big window. This glass is easy to find. These tiny little corner windows it's like way harder glass to find. So these dicks that break the tiny window, it's almost like he's trying not to do too bad. He's like, oh, I'm going to be nice and I'm only going to break the really small window. And you're actually making it harder on the guy because that's going to be harder glass to find. Just freaking amazing. All right. Here's what they do when they steal cars. This is broad daylight, middle of the day. What's crazy, if you're not worried about crashing, you can get really good at like aggressive driving like this. If you're not worried about what you smack into, I mean, this dude actually is kind of impressive. Like, this dude's probably a good driver because he's been practicing all this horrible stuff for a while now. But he's got good control when he's drifting. No. He's on a rim. This is also like a really well-to-do area in Oakland. This is up in the hills more. This is like closer to Piedmont area. You can tell because they got all these weird things in the middle of the medians. Oh boy, Oakland out of control. All right, let's talk about the thing that everybody's talking about, I guess. So annoying. Freaking I probably don't have enough time to get into all of it, but we got to talk about Israel-Palestine. We sure do. Let's see. So, the hospital bombing, the hospital rocket attack. What happened? Was a hospital attacked? Was it a parking lot? How many people died? I don't know. Fog of war, propaganda. Nobody knows what's happening. But let's just see what's being reported. So, I know what I think happened. I don't think it with any sort of certainty or any sort of confidence even. Like, it is so impossible to know what's going on. But what the heck is going on over here? I don't know. This is weird. Okay, this is just acting funny now. Jesus. I'm sorry, folks. My computer sucks so bad. I need a new one. I need a new computer really badly. This thing is awful. I'm doing my best, people. I promise. All right. Israel, Palestine. Let's see. What happened with the rocket attack? There was okay, good. I didn't do it again. So let's go all the way back. Let's see. All right. So I think this is the first news of it. Okay. So here's Brian Krasenstein. Do you guys know Ed Krasenstein? Did I tell you guys Ed Krasenstein followed me? Like, why? Why, Ed? You little turd. Why did you follow me, Ed? I followed him back. Why not? So Brian Krasenstein says, this is sickening if true regarding the Baptist Church. Regarding the Baptist Church hospital attack, the rocket that hit the hospital caused the media, namely Al Jazeera, to blame the IDF. This caused massive protests and dangers to the embassy in Amman, Jordan. As seen below, this caused U.S. politicians to blame the IDF. Now the IDF states that the attack was unequivocally a failed rocket intended to fall on Israel, and there's evidence which appears to back up the story. This is why misinformation is so harmful. If you believe the IDF will be confirmed or refuted shortly, then this disinformation should literally cause death. Okay, so all right. It wasn't just Al Jazeera. There's a bunch of media outlets that were reporting that Israel attacked the hospital. The press conference that whoever in Palestine did, that was like, even when I showed it on my last show, how they set up the pedestal or the podium or whatever, the lectern, it looked like they set it up in like a field of bodies. It was just so over the top. It didn't look legit to me. But anyway, all right. So yeah, so they're saying the IDF in Israel is saying that Hamas tried to launch a rocket from some cemetery near the hospital, and it got halfway up into the air and exploded and came down right on top of the hospital. Okay. My biggest thought is like, what are the mathematical chances of that happening? Like, the whole area is being bombed by Israel all around this area. And then Hamas shoots up a rocket, it explodes in the air, and it happens to come down exactly on just the hospital and not some other rant. Like, what are the mathematical chances of that happening? It's got to be very small. Okay. If that's what people are saying, there's alleged footage of the hospital. It looks like it hit the parking lot. It doesn't look like it hit the hospital, but it looks like it hit the parking lot. They're also saying that it didn't cause a crater, that what are those missiles that they use? They got an acronym for it, but I can't remember what the name of the missiles are. But they apparently are supposed to leave a big giant crater, and there was no crater in the sidewalk. So they're saying that's more evidence that it was a Hamas missile. There's also footage from, I think this is the footage from Israel, where they see a rocket go up into the air, it explodes in the air, and then it comes back down in the area of the hospital. So that's what they're saying is like video evidence of it. However, the video that is supposed to be of the hospital getting hit with a rocket, it looks like a very specific type of rocket. So yeah, so all right. That. Let's see what other people are saying about it. So Israel and the IDF are unequivocally denying any involvement with the attack on the hospital. But it does seem like Palestine's propaganding too, because they said it blew up the hospital, and it certainly doesn't appear so. It appears that it blew up the parking lot outside. And I guess there was a bunch of people sheltering outside of the hospital, but they said 500 people died right off the bat. Then Israel all of a sudden miraculously has this phone call of two Hamas people talking back and forth that they intercepted, and they're saying, where they're like, no, it looks like it was us. It looks like it was our rocket. So they have this phone call within hours of this attack on the Baptist hospital, but they don't respond for 6 hours when they come into Israel, and they still don't. This stuff ain't jiving with me. It's not adding up. But again, what does my opinion matter? Israel's going to do what they're going to do. Palestine's going to do what they're going to do. The U.S. government's going to do what they're going to do. All I can do is talk shit. So if my opinion doesn't align with your opinion, what does it really matter? What is it going to change? Anything. And I'm very open. If you want to show me evidence, stuff, talk about stuff, I don't trust the Israeli government. I don't trust Hamas. I don't trust there is no Palestinian government, but I don't trust any government. Yeah. A lot of people are saying right now that if you're criticizing the Israeli government, that you're anti-Jewish. And that is absolutely 100% false. It's anti-government. I am anti-government. I have tons of Jewish friends, and some of the most influential people in my life are Jews. The person that made me changed my entire philosophical way of thinking is a Jew. And I would love to meet him one day, and I hope I get to. People that have had very profound impacts on me that I highly respect and think are geniuses are Jews. I also have Muslim friends, but I'm a Christian. So there's a lot going on there. Just not trying to argue with too many people. I don't even want to. I'm not picking a side. I'm not picking Israel. I'm not picking Palestine. I'm picking the people. I don't want people dying. That's it. I want the death to stop on both sides. I don't like it when people die, that sort of thing. All right, let's see. Okay, so Suleiman is of the thought that this was an Israel airstrike. And we have to preface what we're about to watch with saying that this is an alleged video of the bombing of the hospital. I don't know how we can verify that they're saying this was the bombing of the hospital. This is a video of it, but let's listen to this. He's basically a weapons expert, and let's listen to him talk about it. It's a longer video. It's like 5 minutes.
Anyone who has that experience would immediately recognize some key characteristics that make what occurred there in that video seem like a standard American munition. There's a pretty typical sound signature of.
On 17th of October 2023, a bomb hit the Al-Ahli Baptist Hospital in Gaza City in the besieged Gaza Strip, causing unprecedented carnage. Gaza authorities say at least 500 people were killed in the attack and many hundreds more wounded. Both Israel and Hamas deny responsibility. The Middle East Monitor spoke to Dylan Griffith, a weapons expert and US Army veteran of the Afghanistan war, who gave us his take on the key claims made by Israel.
JDAM, that's right. Thank you, Armed Ape. Yeah, the JDAM missiles. They're like super identifiable, the sound they make. And well, evidence that I've seen, the video that Israel is providing is from a very far distance away, and it's got timestamps, and it shows rockets going up into the air, exploding, and then it shows an explosion on the ground, and that's what they're saying is proof that it was a Hamas attack. This video shows the actual hospital being blown up and hit by a missile or a rocket. And if this video is accurate, that's what we're watching in this video. We're looking at the hospital and we're looking at the impact. If that's what we're watching, from my stance, this looks like an American-made missile. This looks like a JDAM. Because they're so identifiable, the sound they make, the speed that they travel at, just listen to this guy explain it. And I mean, just listen to the missile itself. It's very identifiable. It's like a freaking what's the gun that the A-10 has? Is it the howitzer? Everybody knows that sound. You hear that sound, it's probably the last thing you're going to hear. But the JDAM rockets or missiles or whatever, they make the exact same thing. Yeah, the hospital wasn't blown up though, still standing. Right, I know. So what is happening? And these JDAM missiles are supposed to make a big giant crater. So it's like there's conflicting information. It doesn't make any sense. So air burst over the parking lot. If it was a JDAM, I don't know what that means. You're saying it exploded before it hit the ground. That's why there's no crater. It's like, I don't know. And I don't like, not that I don't care, but it doesn't make much of a difference to me if it was Hamas or if it was Israel. I just want to know where it came from. Like the truth is what we're trying to figure out here. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys do? Let me ask the chat. Who do you guys, first of all, 2 questions. Do you think the hospital was even hit? Doesn't look like it was. And who do you think fired the rocket or missile? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to think. And I don't even want to take a stance. JDAMs aren't air burst, then it wasn't a JDAM. So here, we'll watch the video, guys. Just watch the video of the rocket. If this video is of that night, listen to it sure as hell sounds like a JDAM. yeah, I smell propaganda too, but I smell it from both sides.
Claim 1. Israel was not responsible for the attack.
For anyone that has any amount of experience being around explosives, and certainly a lot of Army combat veterans are going to have a similar experience who were in the Middle East, especially in Iraq and Afghanistan, and maybe had called in airstrikes on compounds or facilities.
Hey, what do you mean it was a misfire? It was a misfire from Hamas, or it was a misfire from Israel?
One of the most common munitions in use there is going to be a JDAM. A JDAM is a guided or unguided aircraft-fired munition.
This video circulating on social media has now been verified by the Washington Post as the strike that hit the...
So hey, if it was Hamas and it was a failed rocket, though, but that comes back to my whole, like, what are the mathematical chances of it hitting the hospital? Like really? And I don't know. Okay, I guess. It's just, this is only my gut. This is just my gut telling me that doesn't make sense. But I'm retarded too, so who knows?
hospital.
Anyone who has that experience would immediately recognize some key characteristics that make what occurred there in that video seem like a JDAM. There's a pretty typical sound signature of something that is moving from a vertically dropped or fired position. Someone had posted a video.
I will say, so he does make sure to say that any rocket or missile that has fins on it dropped from like a really high position will make the same sound. So that should be noted.
Contrasting the two of a compound in Afghanistan being struck by a 1,000-pound JDAM, I think, and then this video. The sound characteristic of the video, it seems to me that it would be indicative of a guided munition, because you get that whistling of the fins correcting on the way down to the hospital. But, you know, anything with a tail kit on the back of it, with fins on the back of it, could make a similar sound. So it's tough to know, but it did seem to hit exactly where it was intended to hit.
Claim 2. The rocket came from Hamas or Islamic Jihad.
Hamas uses rockets up to the 400-kilogram mark, which is very large, but those are more rare. The typical rocket that Hamas would be firing would be in the 5 to 25-kilogram mark, which is vastly less explosive than you would have seen even in that video, even at night with as much light as there was.
Yeah, I guess that's the thing too. It is like, this explosion looks serious. Like, this looked like a serious targeted missile. This didn't look like an accidental goofy bomb dropping out of the sky. This looked like some targeted shit, you know? Like, I think it's just because Hamas is so rinky-dink. I don't expect this out of them. I don't know.
The Israeli government said it was an Islamic Jihad rocket, so I showed Dylan a video being circulated by pro-Israel groups on social media.
So yeah, these are R-23 rockets, and with all rockets, a lot of the sound that a rocket is going to produce is going to be at the time that it is launched. Rockets are not a thing that burn the whole way to their target, so there's not a lot of screaming and expenditure of fuel as a rocket comes in. So usually a rocket coming in, there might be the sound of some air moving, but there is not a large expenditure of fuel. You don't typically get what you would with like a guided bomb or something. It's usually... That's
the question, Abe. No. I'm not sure I'm looking at the actual explosion. So that is the crucial piece of information. Yes, if this video is of the night of the explosion. So that, and if it's not, it throws it, everything goes out the window. So if this video ends up being false, that it was from some other time, it's not actually the hospital, everything goes out the window. And yes, that's an excellent point, Abe.
A quieter process as a rocket comes in, maybe just a little bit of sound. Certainly not what you would see in the video that is being passed around as the impact on the hospital.
Claim 3. The Hamas rocket failed in the air, and that's why it landed on the hospital.
Usually when a rocket fails and falls to the ground, there's a bit of a an extended explosion period because the fuel will combust over a period of time, and the explosives that are in there will ignite in a fashion that was not as intended. So not warhead first necessarily. It's a bit more of an extended type of an explosion. So it definitely does not seem like it would be a failed Hamas rocket attack. It doesn't have any of those characteristics to me, but it certainly does look like a standard American munition, the likes of which we have sent at this point thousands to Israel to be used for explicitly this kind of purpose. I have it on my account somewhere in a video of those coming into Israel off of a C-71, something like 300 to 400 2,000-pound JDAMs going into Israel. And then shortly after that video, there is an increase in the number of videos that we had seen coming out from the Gaza Strip of large penetrating bombs. So something that is designed to take out large concrete structures.
Claim 4. Israel doesn't bomb hospitals. A claim that is very straightforward to refute given Israel bombed the same hospital just 2 days before.
This was not something.
You guys, my dog is acting weird and her tail is wet. I hope it's not pee. I might have pee on my hands, guys, which means I now have pee on my mouse. Don't touch my mouse. If you ever come to my house, you'll maybe be touching dog pee. Okay, I think you guys have seen enough of that video. You get the gist of it. But yeah, so this is all if this video is accurate. If the video of the missile or rocket hitting the hospital is accurate. Whatever. Yeah, but it is funny how Israel initially came out and said they said it wasn't us that hit the hospital. And Hamas said it was Israel that hit the hospital. And then in the end, it turns out that the hospital wasn't even actually hit. So both sides are putting out propaganda. It was the parking lot. It's just, I don't know what to believe at all about anything, any of the news that comes out. So it's just everything with a grain of salt, I guess. It's just, what can you do? Marjorie Taylor Greene, this dude was allowed to walk right up on her. I couldn't believe this. So there's that whole, there's an insurrection at the Capitol building. You guys heard all about that. Al Jazeera again talking about, so everything's propaganda. This is them talking about how there's no crater. This is the crater supposedly caused by a JDAM right here. This is the parking lot outside of the hospital. And you know, looking at this picture and looking at what Hamas rockets do, this does look more like what a rinky-dink Hamas rocket would do. You know, yeah, just looking at this picture, I'm starting to think this was Hamas too. Because if it was an Israeli rocket, there would be so much more damage, like so much more damage, which leads me to think that that video we're seeing isn't real. Like, that's the only conclusion I could come to. If there's no crater, like this is the damage that was done. Yeah, this is more consistent with a rinky-dink, shitty Hamas rocket that doesn't cause a lot of damage. It just does this, just burns stuff. It doesn't cause a big explosion. It makes fire and stuff. So I don't know. Maybe Wally World's right. Maybe it was the aliens. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's real. I don't. But I know that I want people to stop dying. And I don't know how to help that situation. I don't think boots on the ground from the United States is going to help. I don't think carriers off the coast are going to help. I don't think any of the rhetoric coming from anywhere is going to help. It seems that we are marching right into World War III. It certainly seems that way. I don't know any other way to spin it, folks. And on that lovely, uplifting note, I think that will be the end of the show this evening, folks. Only going to do an hour tonight. Tomorrow is going to be my first show with my best friend. We're going to do a silly little podcast. We're going to be talking about guns tomorrow night. We're going to be talking about California guns and California gun policies and shenanigans that take place within the Ninth Circuit and all these judges and district attorneys and all the crap. We're going to talk about all the crap on Friday. So I hope everybody comes back and joins on Friday. It's going to be late. It's going to be like 9:30 at night, California time. So Hopefully East Coasters will still be up. Might be a little drunky poo. Oh, I want to give a little shout out. Sibling Revelry, and Douglas is Dope. Our good friend Doug over at the Sibling Revelry podcast had a bit of a health scare a couple days ago or yesterday. And looks like he pulled through, went through a surgery, and man, just put a bit of a scare into a bunch of us. And so I'm sure you're not watching, Doug. I wouldn't watch the show either. But if you are, love you, dude. Super glad you pulled through. Paul, you're the man. Way to be there for your bro. And, just best wishes. I hope you recover quickly, Doug, and all that stuff. Love you, dude. And yeah, all that good stuff. So don't want to get too mushy, but put a little bit of a scare into us. So glad you're okay, Doug. We all love you. All right. So, okay. You know how we end the show, folks. Let's read a joke from the best book ever written, The Truth About Chuck Norris. Let's see. What do we got tonight? What do we got tonight, folks? I'll say bye to the chat before we leave. First Shot, Armed Ape, Northside. Man, there's a lot of you guys in there today. In God's Hands, First Shot. Yeah, man, so many of you guys in there today. Okay, yeah. Good night, everybody in the chat over on YouTube. Let's see. Lonnie, B. Sizzo, J-Bo, all you guys. Thanks for hanging out. Wally World, like always. Where has Terry been? I haven't seen Terry Wallace in forever. All right. Well, okay. We're going to go. Let's see what we got. Hope it's a good one tonight. They're not always good jokes. Let's see. Okay. All right. Here's the Chuck Norris joke for the evening. Is everybody ready? Everybody ready for the Chuck Norris joke of the evening? All right. Before Chuck Norris goes on stage, Chuck Norris breaks someone else's leg to give himself good luck. And on that note, stay CaliBased.